there are 6 types of repetition, 6 different ways in which we can show a kind of sameness among elements on the page or on the screen. And those are color, shape, position, size, orientation, and texture or pattern. So again, let's take each of these in turn and try to understand them a little bit better. The first is color. Color, as you might guess, can be repeated. So we have 4 boxes, all of them black outline, all of them white in the center. Color is repeated. Now you remember I said earlier that contrast is a sort of flip side of the coin to repetition. Contrast shows us difference. The formula for contrast, unlike these other 3, the formula for meaning with contrast is difference equals unrelatedness, or not being related. It's a bit long there, but so we can see how repetition and color work together if we do something simple like this. So we see the use of color here, and we can ask ourselves a really simple question. You can almost feel like you're on an episode of Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the others. We have 3 that we can easily identify as part of the same group, and 1 that we see as different. So the use of color repetition makes it very easy for us to see these guys are related, and this guy's different. This is the contrast piece. These 3 are using repetition. You want to rewrite that word? Hold on one second.
Yeah, stay tight.
Okay.
When you're in.
Yep. So with this group, we can see contrast at work here and repetition at work here. You'll notice, though, with our 4 little boxes, that color is not the only thing being repeated, right? Shape is also being repeated. We have 4 squares. So even though this box is meant to be different, there's still a sense that among the 4 boxes, there's some similarity, right? These 4 guys might be part of the same grouping, but then one of them gets called out using contrast. If we change the shape, we would start to feel like they were even further apart. So let's say we have a circle, a square, and a circle. Shape is being repeated in 1, 2, 3 items, but not in this 3rd item. If we again use color, now we have 2 kinds of repetition among these 3. Circle, 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 shapes all the same. White, 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 colors all the same. Now we have this black square, different color, different shape. So what this does is increases the level of contrast. The 3 that are repeated feel even more tightly like a group. The 4th one, the one that's now different in 2 ways, 2 different types of contrast, feels even more unlike them. And this is a crucial thing to understand about repetition and contrast. The more types of repetition we use, the stronger the sense of connection. The more types of contrast we use, the stronger the sense of difference. So here we have 2 types, color and shape. That gives us a pretty strong sense of contrast. But we could go even further. Our next type is position. So let's try that. We have circle, circle, square, circle. they're all basically positioned the same way. But what if we move the square? Now remember, we also need to include color. That's the element we looked at first. So now, right, we have circle, 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 white, 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 positioned horizontally the same way. We've now given this a new horizontal position. So square, black, new horizontal position. 3 different types of repetition in the circles. 3 different types of contrast in the square. Hopefully you're getting the sense that with each type of repetition that we shift using contrast, we get an even stronger sense of separation among the elements. These 3 feel even more tightly like they're a group, and this one feels even more tightly like it's a separate item, even more strongly like it's a separate item. This is crucial, again, to understand. With repetition and contrast, the more types of repetition you use, the stronger the sense of connection. The more types of contrast you use, the stronger the sense of difference.